It's number 1 on Patreon week 14. This one's from Arthur Dent.
Yeah.
Lovely patron. Gave us some more John Farnham.
Finally.
We did one John Farnham song many months ago, and it was awesome. John Farnham is an Australian superstar. And it looks
the voice, icon, legend.
There you go. And he looks like he's playing in front of all of Australia in this one.
In front of roughly 15 to 20 million people.
Live in Melbourne. Let's go.
Here's an oldie but a goodie. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never Thank you. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me. Now my life has changed in oh so many ways. My independence seems to vanish in the air. But every now and then I feel so insecure. And I know that I just need you like I've never done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Oh, help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me.
Okay, John.
John Farnham can sing.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Dan, this seems like a religious type of experience. Go see John Farnham in Australia.
It does. Man, the dude is phenomenal.
Yes. And you know what? I love this too. I love his little his weight here, where he's just sitting here and the song's just dun, dun. I feel like he's just building it for everyone.
When I was younger,
You know, he could let that ring out for a little bit longer. Just keep building the tension, get the crowd roaring again, and then bring it back down. I mean, he's a showman. And then he just stops. He just lets the crowd take care. He's like, you know what? Let me take a little break here.
Well, and he even said it was an oldie but a goodie, so this must have been one of his first bigger songs or something
Oh yeah,
that everyone
loves
knew.
it.
And so it brings a lot of these fans, the people in the audience, brings them back a few years. It starts to get nostalgic.
And you know what I love? I love this idea of this national treasure.
Yeah.
You know, just like, and I'm not talking Nick Cage over here.
Oh, no?
I'm talking about John Farnham.
Oh, nice.
It's just like someone who is so iconic in a country.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the biggest, one of the biggest things in a country that other countries never even heard of him.
Well, Australia's a small country.
not physically.
Big land, few people.
Yeah, it's not very
So-
populated.
So when they have something special, it's, I guess you kind of got to think of it because we're from a huge country
With a lot of people.
with a lot of people. So there's a lot of stars popping up, blah, blah, blah. And
Especially
you can,
Canadian ones.
you can feel a little disconnected from different regions of the country. Be like, oh yeah, they're way over there. But even though Australia's big, there's not as many people. So there's like this tight knit unity of Australians. Be like, that's our guy, John Farnham. He's the best,
Yeah.
And everyone just knows it and
Little
believes
national
it.
pride.
And then they reinforce it with each other.
That's right. That's right. And when you are a country of that size too, and you just have this great singer, just so freaking good and
Yeah.
so entertaining,
Yeah.
and I'm sure he's known around the world, at least to some people. Probably was known a lot more in the 80s and 90s. But yeah, obviously, at least for us, he's not big in the United States, at least as far as we're concerned. But it's almost like there's almost a sense of pride of having that as kind of like a kept secret too, like an open secret.
Oh, I see. For Australians, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like John Farnham's our freaking guy, and you guys don't even know how great it is down here.
I wonder if he was big in New Zealand too. You know
I
what I
assume
mean?
so. They're pretty close.
Right?
Yeah,
He probably went there, played some shows. People were like,
blew
fuck yeah.
up in the Philippines.
Who knows? Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, we've learned a lot though that Australian artists definitely make bigger moves in Europe too through this
Right.
channel. So I don't know how
Yeah,
big he was in
that's true.
Europe.
That's true. He could have been huge in Europe. But like we said, we weren't around during his heyday. So
Anyway,
he could
yeah.
have had a decent sized footprint here in the U.S. We just were unaware of it.
Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please help me? That's my dance song. When I was young, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now those days are gone. Oh, I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind. I've opened up the door. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please help me? Won't you please help Thank you, Melbourne. Good night. Be careful. Thank you. The Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Dang, Melbourne Symphony Orchestra.
I have another thing to point out too. One thing that makes John Farnham extra magical is the audience. The audience, like every time they cut to these people are so into it. They love it.
They're mesmerized.
And so, like, obviously he's great, but the audience being so passionate about him is another level of what makes his performances so great, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Australia. Give yourselves a round of applause. Credit where it's due.
Yeah. I mean, think about how kind of lame it was to watch professional sports during COVID when there was no audience. It was just kind of like there's no roar of the crowd. You know? It's just like, oh, that was sick. But, you want everyone around you to confirm that idea that, yeah, that was awesome.
That was sick. Yeah.
And so we could sit here and listen to a John Farnham album and be like, wow, this guy's incredible. But then when we have 60,000 screaming fans reinforcing the idea that, yes, this is incredible.
60 million. I can't count.
At least tens of millions at least.
I have no perception of how many people that was. They went into the sky into darkness, and I just assume it goes on forever.
Yeah, all the way into the clouds.
Every Australian is born with a free ticket to a John Farnham show, and they attend all of them.
Yeah.
The traffic's insane.
It's probably accurate.
Man, and then they just cut.
Look
at that.
Now I find I've changed my mind. I've opened up the door. Help me if you can.
That's good. That'll do.
Help me if you can.
You know what? I look at. They're just locked in.
Yeah, man.
Dude, they're locked in. There's no other moment. There's no place they'd rather be.
This is the last song of the show.
Holy moly.
They're dialed. These are Farnheads.
Yeah, hamheads.
Man.
Because it's definitely Farnham. But
John Farnham.
But oh man, that is just, what a moment.
He's so good. His voice has so much character in it. And his pitch is so good. Like, because it can get a little tricky, especially when you're throwing the rock, kind of like grittiness to a voice. It can be tricky to stay on pitch. Obviously, he has tons of practice, but like, he's going up.
You think he practiced?
I think he practiced a little bit.
Oh, okay.
He's going up so high, and he's just nailing it. He sounds perfect.
He does.
But not like perfect boring, perfect interesting.
Now,
kind of like, man, I want to hear him sing it again because it'll be a little different each time. That's cool.
Well, and that's the other thing that connects it all the way back. Like, he's feeding off this crowd. The crowd feeds off him. He feeds off the crowd. So it's this like,
it's an exchange.
Improvisational, exciting, brand new for it's almost like personal to everyone in the audience every single time.
Right.
That's what it feels like. And that's what it looks like. That's like their response is just like, it's just me and John. But little do they know, they're in the room with 18 billion people. Like,
little do they know.
They don't even know it. They forgot.
They don't know.
And then they're going to be like, whoa, where all these people come from?
It's like watching a movie in the movie theater.
Yeah.
You're so into the movie, you forget you're in the theater with a bunch of people.
That's right. And then I have one question. It's too late now, sadly.
What?
But John Farnham and Meatloaf crossover?
Oh, man. Did they
First
make
of all,
it happen?
That song would last an hour and a half.
It would be so long.
And it would be amazing. It would be so bright and exciting and operatic.
I love it. I love it already. Let's hear it.
If that exists, someone help me find my way.
John,
I am lost and I need to be found.
Find this guy, please.
Yeah.
He's truly lost.
I don't even know where I'm at anymore. I thought I was in an arena with a bunch of people, and I'm not.
John Farnham has this similar quality to what Prince has when they're on stage. Prince and John Farnham, they both have something that's like beyond confidence. It's just like they're in the zone. You know, they are just so, it just seems like they're channeling just energy from a different dimension. Like they're not thinking. They're just they're the conduit for like this magnificent magical energy just flowing through, and they're just beaming it out to the audience. You know?
And then and I feel like they make choices that like any normal person would be like, man, is that a good idea? Should I do that?
They're not overthinking.
And
they're not. They're flowing.
Because they're flowing to the point that every choice you make is exactly the correct choice you were supposed to make.
Yes.
It's almost like a sort of, like you said, it's like a Taoist situation. It's like the water flows exactly as it's supposed to.
The river's going that way. I'm not going to swim against the current.
No, and you bounce off the rocks and keep rolling.
See, like most people, myself and Joe included,
especially me.
We're in the river. You generally know which way it's going, but you rethink. You're like, but should I just swim to the side and like chill for a second, or maybe I could swim upstream. You just start overthinking it, and you stay in the same place.
Low flow.
Low to no flow.
Yeah, that's right.
But like people like John Farnham and Prince is the example that I'm thinking of. It's just like when they're on stage, they're just doing it.
Hell yeah.
They just let go. And the river just takes them.
Well, that's the other thing.
And it's so amazing to watch because it's so courageous and brave to most people, because you're like, how are you just letting it all go? And how is it so good? Because, you know, when you do let go for the first time, you know, bad things can happen. Maybe not like terrible things, but like let's take it for like a simple example of singing. If you're at home and you just let it rip, maybe you squeak, maybe you don't hit that note, maybe the pitch isn't quite there, you know, all these different things. And then that's where you get the insecure thoughts of just like, well, that one time I really let go, it didn't really work, so I don't want to embarrass myself.
Oh, and it screws you up forever.
Like, yeah, and then you just stop trying. But
I also love these moments of like the John Farnham does this like taking in the moment all the time. It seems like he frequently does. He pauses and just looks.
Yeah.
And it just soaks up the moment. Appreciates it. Yeah. You know, he's just standing there. He just looks out at the audience. That's what it needs. Like the exudes of the like, man, the type of that situation, standing right there, taking in that moment, would crumble 99.999% of people.
Tears.
Crumble them straight down to the ground. And actually, maybe even some artists who played in front of crowds this size, you know, they just like they stick to their plan.
Yeah.
Whereas like it seems like they don't necessarily take in the moment, they're just doing their performance, and it's like it's just me on stage doing my thing. But John's like, it's me and all of you and all of us in this moment together, harmonizing with my family, with my friends. You have
the capacity to take in all that energy, and like you said, not be moved to your knees. You know,
just crumbled in fear,
or
just
love.
overwhelm
of just like, whether it's fear or love, it's just an immense amount of energy that's focused on you. But to your point, what I think he's doing is, yes, he's sitting there appreciating it, but he's also sending it back. He's not just like taking it in and not releasing it. It's flowing through him and just sending it right back.
Sharing it with everyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's like a raging fire.
He's like a mirror that takes in the sunlight and then reflects it and beams it back onto the audience, and he looks like this.
Oh yeah.
That's John's beam.
That's John. All right, well, we really dove deep into that, and I loved every second of it. So thank you to Arthur Dent.
Yes.
And that was a wonderful Patreon week. All of them are great because our Patreons are the best people on planet Earth.
They are.
So, thank you again.
So if you want to be one of those Patreon members and become one of the best people on Earth,
listen to that guy.
Just link in the description.
He said it. Join the Patreon. It's $4 a month. What do you have to lose?
Besides $4.
Well, all right. That's fair enough. See ya.